All right, guys, we're going to get a little tilling in for you here just to show you what my new machine is doing. That's one pass. I'm done. I have literally cut my fuel cost in half. One pass, done. So from here on out, I will be doing it this way, even though I don't have my normal mat. I will tell you, because of what Section 4 is doing growth-wise, it's going to get so thick up here at some point that it will imitate the mat. That bush hogging was proof that it still can happen. It's just I had old beat up equipment, and if it broke, I didn't care. I already had it in my mind I was getting a new tiller. This time I'm protecting it. You can see where I high cut the food plot. Next year I will low cut the food plot and scalp it even closer than this. It's still the same amount of rotting biomass no matter which way you do it here. It's either chopped up more or you're still standing it to leave it for the tiller. And by cutting it even closer to the ground, I can reduce the strain even further, even though this guy here has no issue right now blowing through this. It's amazing how much better this one is. Again, if you want the most optimal food plots, I recommend no-till and not the tilling I'm doing, but this is the route I have to go. So let's see how this thing does. You probably won't hear the banging and clanging of that gearbox, I can guarantee you that. See? Don't even hear it. All right, here we go. Absolutely beautiful. No strain. We're getting into some thicker and taller stuff right here. Not even moving the needle yet. I can feel the rocks. Love it. Remember, I don't have it set all the way down. I'm lightly tilling. Doing really good, really good. All right, so I'm going to end this video, just keep it short. And there you go, one pass till. Not two, not three, not four. One pass. Absolutely amazing. Saving a lot of money now. This tiller will pay for itself in probably about 5 years. As much fuel as I'm going to save. All right, guys. So I'm going to edit this into my other video on planting day, probably part 2. That has got soybean, sun hemp, okra, milo, sunflowers. I know I'm missing something else in here, but a whole bunch of different soybeans, and we'll continue to chug on. Have a good one. All right, we are down to the last little bit here, and the main food plot will be mostly done. I got to do my screen walls this year, so as soon as that seed gets in, I will till that border out and plant the seed. Until then, small amounts of undergrowth that was kind of choked off. I'm sure there'll be some weeds pop up, but that will be extra biomass that I can slowly tack on. It won't be enough to make a ginormous change in your plot, but it is extra biomass that I can get. Just like here, when I high top this, it's grown up even taller than what I initially cut it. That crimson has done really well. You can see crimson poking up in many locations. So I've gained a little extra biomass, plus the Berseem clovers and different types of clovers that I cut across the top here and did not destroy have grown quite rapidly, and it's given deer extra browse, just like these volunteer soybeans. So this way I am not completely cleaning the table off right now. Now next year, I think I am so back and forth on how I really want to handle a lot of this because the plot has changed dramatically. I mean, you can tell there, that's the lowest end of biomass produced. A lot of exposed soil, but the thicker end here did really well. And that new thick area here did well, but we still have issues right here on the hump and beyond that until you get to the corner. So I think what I'll do is I want to try to do my best to gauge this, is see how much regrowth occurs at high topping, or when I'm literally starting my mow. If I feel the bush hog struggling like it was over here, it's got to get scalped. If it doesn't struggle like it did here, I think I could leave it a little bit higher instead of completely low topping it. And that way there's still reserve food in here for deer. I still see we got some problems, which is going to lead up to my soil test video. This area was not treated with sulfur and manganese. This whole area was not. So keep that in mind. All right, guys. Before I shut the video off here, I want to show you my mix. So I definitely changed my rates this year. And this soil test has taught me a lot about the situation my ground is in. The nitrogen, for the most part, from here down is in the adequate stage. So I'm good. I could raise it, which I'll keep working on that. I can raise it naturally. So that part is good. I don't need really any nitrogen. It's once you get above this area, especially up this way, everything starts tapering off. And that basically implies how I've improved this plot. This has been worked on the longest and the hardest, because that was the area I focused a lot of my attention. Almost treated it like an experiment, like I do this strip here. I was working on different things. Finally, the soil started booming. And that was about 3 years or so before I got this plot, or this group started on YouTube. And I was going through it, working different areas, different things, and then finally it hit. And that means that my repeated crop cycling finally got the nutrition high enough to where it could work, or at least function in a good enough way to jump the level of biomass. Same thing here. I haven't worked on this as long, so the report wasn't as good as what 3 is, but this is still pretty darn good. And we move up here in the report, that was the worst. Section 4 is just a shade behind this area, but there are some things that are quite a bit better in 4 than they are in 2. And it actually is rivaling 3 in a few categories. So that's where I'm at. And because of that, I have modified some of my mixes. I'm adding way more milo in here like I promised I would last year. So top to bottom, this plot will have milo mixed in. Soybean is still my primary source, but my sow rate is way off compared to last year. I backed it way down. I'm shooting for right around 55 pounds, the 50 to 55 pound range. My free seed from the sunflower heads I collected, I'm down to my last little bit here. So sunflowers will be everywhere. I need bigger, more fibrous roots in these mixes to help deepen the soil profile and make that better. So it's going to be easier for like these guys to drill on down in there further. Everything I can do to loosen up the soil. Now, reason I also upped my buckwheat rate. I reviewed my phosphorus on there. I know I'm kind of getting into the soil test here, but this is kind of important why I've modified my mixes. My phosphorus came back really good for the system I'm running. So that means that these buckwheat seeds right here, those roots have been doing their job and unlocking phosphorus. So also the bacteria that I've put in this soil is unlocking potassium. It's also unlocking more phosphorus and nitrogen. There's all kinds of bacteria in here to help with that, assist. I can still raise the numbers even higher. That is another goal that I have. But when it comes to seed mixes here, you know, you can just give it a good mix, get it down in there. You know, now it kind of looks like I got pretty much nothing but soybean in there. So I can, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with that mix, let's say I want to add another fistful of buckwheat in here or something like that. Well, come on now. So let's say I want to add that much more. Don't seem like much, but now my mix looks a little different. So I've got more buckwheat, more sunflowers, more milo, way more sun hemp. I am upping sun hemp rates in here as well. I'm probably adding at least 5 to 6 times more sun hemp. Why do I want to do that? This plot is going to look like a jungle if it grows right. Well, good. I'm going to create lots of biomass, lots of it, but I'm going to keep boosting my nitrogen level faster than I can with soybean. Sun hemp is number one at pumping nitrogen back into the soil. Therefore, I'm raising my rates 5 to 6 times higher to generate more nitrogen faster. So that's the scheme this year behind my planting. Soil test has really, you know, helped me fine-tune my mixes, modify my mixes. I'm looking for ways to increase this soil score. I'm getting close, guys. I am getting really close to being what the Midwest is. I'm getting there. Still got a ways to go. Once I do more amendments in here, fix my biggest problems, and then we're on the road to even greater success. All right, guys, so this is going to wrap up planting day. I've been doing a lot of hard work here. Weather has been absolutely outstanding. Rain is coming all week. I cannot ask for a better turnaround. So this will germinate very quickly. The soil is very high in moisture content because of all the previous crop cycles. Been having timely rains. This is the best I have ever seen it here by soil texture, soil color, and I believe we're getting ready to set new records again. So let's see how big the crop and full it gets this year. We're also going to keep chart of trace mineral deficiencies. I'm a big component of that if you're new to this channel. Without that, my deer cannot function like they should. It won't happen. You might grow a pretty decent deer without it, but it's still going to be nowhere near as healthy as it can be unless you get this ground going. Because believe me, guys, if you're going to have a CWD issue coming down the road, you're going to wish you had minerals in this plot. Big time. All right, that's it, guys. That's the end of the video. Hit that like and subscribe. Hit that like and subscribe button. As you can tell, I think my voice is actually doing quite a bit better. I'm still on this roller coaster ride of good, bad days, but at least I am having some good days, and I really appreciate your all support and prayers as I kind of adjust to these doctor visits and stuff and fine-tune myself to do better. Have a good one.